Hey, what's up, guys? Chili from O-Town here with you today. Uh, just was hanging out, getting ready to start a little bit of throwing today. I appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with me. First thing I'll get ready to do today, I'll take Midnight Madness's Day 4 challenge, which is establishing a point and then putting 440 across and taking either one hit or resolve by a 7. So that'd be the first thing I do, and then I'll go into doing a little bit of practicing. I might mix up my sets, but the betting, I'll just run some kind of my normal bets, something like a 440 or a 220, maybe even the 130. I'll be playing the ATS, and I'll just basically be practicing shooting. So appreciate you guys hanging out, and stick around. I'm about to get started. All right, so here we go. First thing is, I've got a $2,000 bankroll, but this is the Midnight Madness bankroll. And yesterday, this is day 4. So day 1, I had a $140 winner. Day 2, I had a $140 winner. And day 3, I had a 0.7 out, so it cost me $640. So afterwards, after I texted him my stuff, he said, you got an unlimited bankroll. So I do remember him saying that at the beginning of the challenge. But I started with 1,000. I had 2 winners, which is 140 and 140, so it was 1280. 1280, and I'm not counting pass lines, minus the 640 yesterday. So I'm still at 640. The very first day I had a $10 pass line that I put in there as a winner, but we're not counting that. So I have a 640 here. This is what this should be, a 640. I'm going to go ahead and get our 640 up. That's 100. We're going to go ahead and get our 640 up. Uh, 640? Yeah, that's 640. This should be 50. Alright, there's the other 50. Alright, so we have an even 640. So we've got our 440 up. We don't have to worry with a pass line because that's not part of the challenge. But in order to shoot at a casino, it definitely would be part of the rule. You would have to put that up. So today we're going to start out with the 3-2-3-6 on the dice set. We're trying to establish a point. And we got a 2-3-5. That's an on axis single pitch hit, 3-2. So our point is a 5. Alright, so here we go. Let me go over to the stats for this. So that's the stats right there. I just inserted the 5. So for it's not the chili stats, it's the MM challenge stats. So there's our stats. So here we go. We're looking to capitalize today on the 640 across. We're needing 1 box number hit. Oh yeah, I did say yesterday I was going to put some sales in so that we could see the total bankroll. I forgot to do that. There we go. We got a 538. So we got a 538. So we hit our point, or not our point. Sorry, we hit our one place bet with 640 across. So we made an 8. So let me insert the 8. Put the 8 in. So I put the 8 in on the stats right here. So the 8's in. And here we go. So there's our 140 winner. And we can take our 640 down. And I'm going to keep it simpler instead of using all the green chips and having to put a bunch across. We're doing a 440, a 640 every day. So hey, I can just put them in the, so there's the 640 that I started with right there. And then there's the $140 winner. All right, so there we go. We got our $140 winner off today's Midnight Madness 30-day challenge. So again, I just leave that bankroll right there. This bankroll is a $2,000 bankroll. That 5 and 8 will not count for today's rolls. I will completely start my stats back over for today. But give me just a moment. I want to send that information over to Midnight Madness. So he can put that in the spreadsheet he's keeping up with. Today, day 4 was come out 5. Day 4, 0.5. First roll, easy 8. $140 winner. Alright, so I got that sent over to him. I've had a little problem with, oh, okay, so y'all are there. That's what I was about to check to see if anybody was there. So you guys are there. Okay, I was just fixing to say I've had a little problem with every time. Let me refresh this. Patty, Midnight, okay. So I didn't know you guys were there. My chat, every time that I stop my live stream and then restart a new one, I have to go in and refresh. I have to go in and get a new stream key. I have to refresh my, and I don't know why I have to refresh my chat box. I have to go get a brand new stream key. I have to do this every single time. This was not like this before about 2 weeks ago when I had some kind of technical problem. But ever since that day, I've had to do this continuously. So I just refreshed on the chat box. Maybe I didn't. Let me try it again. Because it did not refresh. So let's see if I did. Let's try it again. Doesn't look like it's going to refresh today. For some reason, today does not look like it wants to refresh. Huh. That's odd. Now I got it. Okay. All right. So I got this. I got the chat going now. So what's up, Patty? How's it going, Midnight Madness? So yeah. So you did see the hit. I hit a 5 for a come out. Then I hit an 8. So I am 140 up today. All right. So now we'll move over to the different. Move over to these set of stats. These set of stats, as everything has been reset to zeros. I'm going to fix those stats. I'm going to fix those stats. Maybe I might have time to do it later tonight, but probably not. I'm going to go and put me a screen in like this one to where it says daily stats and overall stats. And that way I don't have to that way I can keep up with like thousands, hundreds accumulated rows, because every day when I reset my stats, I lose all the results. So I just haven't got to there, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that maybe before I do my live stream tomorrow. Anyway, I'm going to put a stat row. I'm going to put 2 different stats on there, one that says daily rows and one that says overall. That way the overall will be accumulated, will be cumulative, which, you know, might go all the way up to who knows how much. But anyway, it looks like since I jumped off that page that I lost my I don't know. It looks like I lost my, let me see if my chat will come back in. See, I don't know what's happening there. Yep, it's back in. Okay. All right, so I got the stats going. I got the, I showed you the stats. I showed you the chat box. Okay, so here we go. Got a $2,000 bankroll here today. I'm going to be on the come out roll. I'm going to do my $25 ATS. And I'm going to do a $10 pass line. All right, there we go. Everything's up. No money on the pass line. No money on the place bets right now because first I just want to establish a point. So 3236. Nice route. 516. That's an on-axis primary hit. So let's do the we're gonna do the 640. On the inside. $640 on the inside. All right, we want to get a now this inside, it could be a variation of the trigger bets, but this is just a straight 640 on the inside. Looking for one hit, press to the outside, one more hit, regress. That's what I'm looking for on the 640. And we got a 516. So we got a repeater. On axis primary hit. It pays the front line and it pays 140. I'm going to pay the 140 this away. So there's the 140. I'm going to put 50 on the 10, 50 on the 4, and I'm going to collect the 40. Place bets do not work on the come out. So we're trying to get a new point here. 3236 on the set. One, two, three. AC Doocy. That's a drift. That's a $10 front line. I have to re-up. Ace deuce. Dice are pretty sticky. So they, when I pull them back with a stick, they dig into the felt when I retrieve them, and they flip and twist. One, 4, 5. 1, 4, 5. So our new point's a 5. Now I have to check this. Let me check the comments again, because if anybody is out there, I'm just going to check to see if my chat. Okay, so the chat is still working. Okay, just wanted to make sure the chat was still working, because it's been, as I said from the start. All right, so that was a point made. A point started 1, 4, 5. Every time, I don't know when this come about, and I've tried fixing it, but I have not had the success yet. But about 2 weeks ago, yeah, it's working good now. About 2 weeks ago, Midnight Madness, you might remember this day. Might have been last week, but I think it was 2 weeks ago. I put a video up in the middle of the evening, maybe 2 or 3 o'clock, and then all of a sudden it disappeared. You couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. And from that day forward, I've had technical difficulties. Actually, that day, I had a lot of difficulty that day just getting back live. I couldn't find the video. Yesterday I was looking for some videos and I couldn't find a lot of videos. I couldn't find any of the videos in my library that I've been saving on YouTube every single day. Now they're on YouTube, but they're not on my computer, and that was weird. So there's some settings that somehow got changed, but I haven't done anything different. Well, maybe that day I had to go and change some stuff. But ever since then, every time I get off of live and then I try to start a new live, I have to go get a brand new stream key. I have to refresh my chat box. I don't really know, what's happening there, but I'll work it out eventually. All right, here we go. Dice are out. Ooh, that hurts. That really hurts. 617. Because we have the 640 up and we expanded to the outside. So we're going to leave the 640 up. That hurts. But we can get it back. We can get that back. We can get that back. It's just a bad throw. 640 is down, but we're going to put the 640 back up. We're not going to put the 740 up. We're going to put the 640. No, this is not 640, excuse me. This is 440. But we're not putting the 50 back up on the 4 and 10 because we start with 440. We was able to make one hit on the first time, and we spread it with the so we still have that 40 right there. So there's the 440. We got to put a $10 pass line, and we got to put a quarter ATS. All right, so there we go. We're back up. Everything is back up. That was an early 7 out and cost us the 440. Almost. It cost us 400. But we can correct that. That was just a bad throw. All right, we got the place bets up, but we're not working. We're going to go right there. Those two dice. We're going with the red on the left this time. Dice are out. 6-4-10. So this time the left dice exploded again. 6-4-10 is our new point. Mark that 10. Yeah, so I haven't figured out whatever's happening with the stream keys and all, because prior to that day when I went in to get a stream key, it would keep me on my white YouTube screens. But now when I go in to get a stream key, it takes me over to a black dark page, which is the YouTube Studio. So I don't know what the difference is on those, but that's some kind of, I don't know what the difference is. But anyway, that's what it's doing. So, hey, what's up, Ace? Did you go today, Ace? Did you go today and put anything? Or was you talking about practice? This morning I seen we just talking about maybe doing the lay bets today, starting and building up a bankroll, building up a little bit and trying to do some lay strategies. So I just wondering if you went to your local. All right, we got a 4-1-5. So we've hit the 5 now. 4-1. That's an on axis. The red is the left dice. 4-1-5. All right, so this time we got our 140. We're gonna do the same move, except I'm gonna have to have change. I'm gonna get a change for myself. I'm gonna put 50 on the 4 and 50 on the 9, and the 50 on the 4 and 50 on the 10. And I'm going to buy the 4 and 10. Looking for a second hit. The second hit caught me up last row. Instead of getting that second hit, I got a 7. Second hit's when we can get out of the hand. All right, 6-2, 6-2-8 right here. So we have explosion of both dice. That's a thumb. That's a thumb. I'm pushing them, but that gets me, pretty much gets me close to out of the hand for the shooter, because that 180, that 140 right there, I go ahead and reduce a lot. I go ahead and regress to 220. So instead of it being, so I regressed to 220. Now I gotta have more change right there. I'm gonna get it changed for myself. But I'm keeping it right here so I can kind of see where I'm at. See, that second hit got me almost out of the shooter. Because there is 430 right there. So started with 440. First hit, pressed to the outside, or bought the outside number. Second hit, regressed. Actually, I got more than that coming because there's the money right there. So actually, that's 450. So one hit, and actually I could have did that off the first hit, but I just always on my first hit I like to spread to the outside. So that hit was an 8. Yeah, I'm just marking it in my tracker. All right, so now that we are, all right, I'm gonna mark the 8 on the tile. So now that we got by 2 hits, that's where we always try to get to. But I do want to continue a regression. And the reason I like this 440 start out is because it gives you 3 or 4 regressions. So there's a new terminology. All right, there's a 6.5, yo. 6.5, that's a drift. 6.5. Let me mark that yo with my tracker. That's right. All right, 516. All right, we get a 6. That's an on axis. That's a primary hit right there. 5-1. The red is left. 516. Primary hit. All right, we got 50 on it. I mean 60 on it to pay 70. Now this is what I was talking about. It's actually like 3 or 4 regressions. It's 4 actually. 4 regressions. If you can make it through the 4 regressions, you actually gonna profit money because you basically on the second hit you got your money back out of the shooter. All right, so the next hit, it was a 6. So depress down to 130. So depress down to 130 should have brought us 160 in. So it did. It brought us 160 in. So there's a $160 profit. All right. So, and then I learned something new yesterday or the day before. I was reading something I think same bet had posted in a couple of comments, and I think it was Mark E was talking about. But the new terminology that I have not heard a lot talked about in the craps chat is what was the abbreviation? It was the 7. It was the 7 to wins. What was it? The 7 to wins ratio, maybe 7 to rows ratio. That was it. 7 to rows ratio instead of 7 out. Instead of the 7. No, SOR 7 to rows. What was that? Now I've done forgot it. But anyway, maybe I'll think it up again. My mind's went blank on it. I'll go back to same bet stuff and check it out. All right. Yep. Yeah. Yep. So the first one was 440, and then you regress to 220, and then you regress to 130. But the very first hit after a point's established on 440 is I buy the 4 and 10 for 50 each. So the second hit, I'm able to regress down to 220. The third hit, I'm able to regress down to 130. And the fourth hit, I'm going to start regressing to 76 inside, but that's a 2-step. To finalize that, that's a 2 steps. So that's why I like starting with this 440, is because you're not at risk long. And you have 538. So this is an on-axis hit, single pitch, 538. We got 35 on it. You're not at risk long, and you have several steps to regress. To me, you make a lot more money by regressing than you do by pressing. All right. So basically, what happens here, I would just basically tell the dealer, I win 35, but I would tell the dealer, to drop my 6 and 8 to 18 each. So what he would basically do, he would give me 59 back. Because if I get change for that, it takes that other dollar to make the 18. So that's $35 winning and the 18. I mean the 18. That gives me 59 more dollars back into my rack. Now, and I know, hey, what's up, the cheese? Appreciate you dropping in. So yeah, I know you guys do this stuff too, so I know you kind of know that math a little bit, but I just like doing it to get used to it. It's a good thing. Here's a couple of things. It's a good thing to practice this kind of stuff when you're dealing for yourself, because if you get to a table that you got some green dealers, if you're not careful, they might short you. So if you know what your payout's supposed to be, and they're not giving it to you, and that's what I suggest, that everybody needs to consider. Pay attention to what those dealers give you. Not trying to say that they intentionally would try to take money from you. I'm not going to accuse a dealer of that. I'm just saying sometimes they might be rookies and they might make a mistake. It's a lot of money. And then you got to think, one dealer on this side is dealing for all 4 people, or 6 or 8, or how many's on that corner, on that end. All right, here we go. We're looking for one more inside hit. Actually, it doesn't even have to be an inside hit. Just one more hit. Well, yeah, it needs to be an inside hit to finalize the regression down to 76. Then we got a 369. So we hit the number that we wanted. We would rather hit a 5 or a 9 as opposed to the 6 or 8, because the 6 or 8's already regressed. So if you hit one of them now, it is $21 winner. So it is enough money to regress your 5 and 9 and still collect. But just right now with that 35 out there, it pays 49. Or basically it pays, no, it pays 49, or it pays 50 for 1. Now a dealer, instead of giving 50 for 1, I'm just gonna tell him I'm gonna have that I'm gonna have that 35 or 5 and 9, and I'm gonna tell him to take me down to I'm gonna tell him to take me down to 20 each. So what he's gonna do, it pays 49. Dealing for myself is just always easier to see when I deal it out the long way. But the dealer's gonna do it quick. He's not gonna deal it like this. But there's what it's gonna do. It's gonna give you $79 back in your rack. So he's gonna pass you 79, and your bets are gonna be on 20 each. So that's what you need to see. He's handing you back $79. All right, so check it out. We made our regression all the way down to 76 inside. We got the 2 outside numbers bought. We started with 440. We've got way over 440 right here, because there's 400 right there. There's 5, there's 6, 675. There's 700 right there in green, red, and black. 725, 740. So we got about 750 right here. But here's the thing. Here's what I'm getting at. We've got, all we need is a 12 to hit the tall. Let me see what you're talking about, Ace. Stickman woman on the table. I go always smack in front of me. And me tell the dealers to fork it over. Yep. You have to watch them. Just make sure that they don't cheat you. I'm not saying they're intentionally trying to cheat anyone. But yeah, if they don't, yeah, make them fork it over for sure. Absolutely. All right, so here's the point I'm at now. I need a 12 to hit a tall. I need a 2, 3, and 4 to hit a small. So that's 3 of the 4 extreme numbers. So what I would do on this, I'm down to 76 inside. Now there's 2 options that I would do here. I'd either cut my place bets completely off, change dice sets, or instead of being at 76 inside, I would just reduce it down to 22 and go. 22 and go with it. 22 and go with it. 22 inside and just go with it. Shoot with it. Leave them on and press every time. See, because you've got a lot out of the hand. You've already got money out of the hand, but all you need is a 12. So I do want to change the dice sets. Yeah, tip them good. They treat you well. You're right. Absolutely. I'm just saying sometimes if you get to a table, you need to know these payouts, because if you're doing a big, if I'm doing 22 inside, I'm not going to get confused on how much they owe me. They shouldn't get confused on that. But if you start doing the 440 and you start reducing to 220 and you regressing to 76 inside, they could get tripped up on you a little bit, not meaning to. All right, so we need a 12. I'm going to the 6465 set, because the 6465 on axis could produce me a 12 or aces on axis if I hit a primary. And then it could produce me a 3 if I get a single pitch like that. So I like this set in a sense that it could produce 3 of the numbers I'm looking for. Yep. I could put a couple $30 lays up, but on I like that strategy too. I actually run that strategy in casino the other night. I was a little shaky of it because the progressive part of it, not the $30 lays. We got a 3-3 hardway 6. 3-3 hardway 6. All right, so there's $6 on it, pay 7. And like I said, press every time. So just drop the dealer a nickel, tell him to press the 6 and 8 up. We're gonna press every time. We're gonna press every hit here. In a few minutes, if we get far enough, we might start collecting a little bit to go with it. But I'm going with the 6465 for at least a few rows to see if I can net myself that 12 and bring in that tall. And then if I can't net the 12, I might get the 2 or the 3 or both of those. Six, 2, 8. We had 6 on one dice. We just the other dice was that's on axis. That's just a single pitch. 6, 2, 8. So we got 12 on it. It pays 14 this time. So we're gonna press every time. We're pressing every time. We need to press the 5 and 9 a little bit too. We don't need to leave them out. So we're going to press the 5 and 9. So this time we're collecting 4. All right, so we hit that there. All right, so Shaky Jake. Shaky Jake, what is Shaky Jake? So what I was going to say before I put the 22 inside, you notice I did not regress those 4s and 10s. I left the 4 and 10 buy bets for quarters each. I'm not going to regress those. I mean, I had them at 50 each, but then when I regressed from 440 down to 220, I did take quarters off them. But this was the other option. It was either cut the place bets off or go down to 22 inside. All right, so here we go, 6, 4, 6, 5. So I didn't want to cut the place bets completely off. That's why I went down to 22. Just so that they could still be maybe producing a little bit of they could be producing a little bit, because they might hit a few numbers there. Trying to produce the 12. There's a 6, 2, 8 again. So we're still on the same. We're on axis. We just have a single pitch. So we need a single pitch, but we need it to be the ace and the deuce instead of the 6 and the 2. We need the other dice to roll over twice to produce the ace deuce instead of the 6 deuce. But hey, the six deuce produced another 8 winner. So this time it pays 14. So we can throw the dollar. We can throw the dealer $1 for 15 because we've pressed twice. So throw the dealer $1 for 15 and collect. Or you can do that. You can do collect. So you can do 2 presses and a collect. Or you can press every time. And I said we was going to press every time, but so I'm just showing you the difference there. So we're going to press every time. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 5, 6. 5, 4, 5, 6. We're looking for that 12. We're looking for a 12, ace, deuce, a 2, 3, and 4. There's a yo. 6-5 yo. So again, single pitch. We're right there on it. We're on it. We're about to nail it. Put a 90 over the 6 or 5. Oh, you talking about for the lay bets? Is that what you're talking about, the 90? So I don't have any money on the yo. 6-4, 6-5. We're right at hitting this 12. I mean, we've hit 3 times in a row. 6 deuce, 6 deuce, and 6-5. So our dice is right. Our dice is one dice is one rotation off. The other dice has been right on it. 6-6. Boom. There it is. Primary hit. Ace. Ace. What you think about that, my friend? There's a 12. There's a 12. There's a tall. There's a 350. There's a 350. There's 350 for the tall. So boom. And as I had that first 7 out where I lost the 440, 540, whatever I had up there, I said it wouldn't be a problem. All right, so there's the 12. Yeah, I could lay them, but here's the thing, Ace. I don't lay the bets on myself. If it's a random shooter, I'll lay the 90s. I do the $330.90, the $330 lays. But when I'm shooting for myself, I really don't play that unless it's a come out. I tested that strategy out as a come out a couple days ago, maybe Monday this week. Horn bets, yeah. Well, I was setting for this too now, and more important than I hit a tall, more important was I was setting to hit that 12. I was setting for that. That's the more important learning part of what I'm practicing. You know, if I can set, you know, and it took me 3 or 4 hits to get it, but I'm gonna stay with that set. I'm gonna stay with that set because I need a 2 and 3, and if I can at least get the 2 with this set, I might move over to something else to try to net the 3. I need a 2, 3, and a 4 to complete a small. Actually, 2, 3, and 4 will complete an all. So as I said, more important than me hitting. Hey, what's up, Robert? More important than me hitting the tall just then. More important on my psychology, on my mind, is I set for the 12 and it come through for me. That's more important than actually hitting the tall right there. Now in the live casino, I'm going to already have hoped to practice this stuff, and it happens there too. So in a live casino, I'm going to be more happier that I just won the $350 than I am that I hit the dice was on axis, because I'm doing the practice now to make the dice behave, and I'm hoping that can translate over to the real table. And there's a 3-3, there's a hard 6. Now one of those dice will be off axis there. It will be the right dice, the 6-5 dice imploded. So that 6-5, so I had 6-4, it stayed on axis right there. But for the 3-3, the right dice imploded. So let's see, I got 21 on it, it pays 24. No, I got 18 on it, pays 21. So yeah, so ace. Yeah, I don't want to lay now, since I'm starting to collect 20 at the time. I'm pressing. It's no need in me putting some of that in my rack. I've already collected, so I'm pressing with all that. So you know, there's another dice set that I like to use. It's the 3-1, 3-2, right there. Nope, that's not it. It's 3-1-2-1. No, yeah, 3-1-2-1. And because I like to use 3-1-2-1, it can produce aces on axis, or it can produce a 12 on axis, or if you get if you get one single pitch, you can get a yo. But this is not 3-1-2-1. But that's not what I'm going to right now. I'm still staying with the 5-4. I mean the 6-4-6-5. I'm trying to get the 3 and the aces off of this 6-4-6-5 set. I was successful with it earlier in the week. It netted me the 12 and the aces. And that time it didn't. That time I got a 2-5-7. 6-4-6-5. So this time the 6-4 dice, the left dice imploded. The right dice, it stayed on axis. But this one, the left dice imploded, right dice stayed on axis. Okay, so it's okay. We got our call. We had several hits. We got our tall. We needed a 2, 3, and a 4 to complete the small and the all. And I probably stayed with that 6-4-6-5 a little too long. I probably shouldn't have stayed with it that long, but no problem. All right, so yeah, ace. So what I was saying about the lay bets. I played the lay bets in the casino, but I was a little bit nervous of them because if you look at the progression on them, that was it wasn't 5-4, it was 6-4-6-5. It was the 6-4-6-5 like that, and then the right dice stayed on axis, but the left dice imploded and created a 2-5-7. So last week in the casino with the lays, if you look at the progression on those lays, it can get real expensive real quick. You just have to be real careful. But what I didn't realize, now I'm going to show you, I'm not going to put them all the way up to the top. It's just further for me to reach. If I do 30, 30, 30 at the casino, I'm just going to do the 4, 5, and 6. Now, one of Andrew's methods was pick you 3 of the numbers, and then when one gets knocked off, yeah, it was cross sixes, Robert. When one of those gets knocked off, go ahead. See, here's the thing. If say the one gets knocked off right here, now this is all my money I'm using right here to show you with it, so I'm not going to pull from the dealer side. So if the one gets knocked off, he suggests you go ahead and replace that one for $48. And at the same time, you up the other 2 another 18, so that all 3 of them now have 48. All right, if another one gets knocked off now, you have to 1.5 that 48, it makes it 72, like this. And you have to up these other ones 24 more each to make them 72. Do it like that, do it like that. So see how quickly this can progress? And then say one more gets knocked off. Now you have to do a 1.5 again for that 72, which is going to be 105. And you have to carry both of these up to 105. Not 105, sorry, 108. So you have to carry that into 108, and then you have to carry these to 108. They're at 72, so you have to go 36 more on this one, and 36 more on that one. So you basically see how quickly that can progress up really fast. All right, but this is what I discovered Sunday after the fact. Now all this comes from what I just was on that shooter. This way I can continue shooting after I do this little bit of so this is what I discovered Sunday after I did a little bit more experimenting. All right, so if you got your $3 $30 lays up and it's on the come out or anywhere, let's say no 7 never, it's on the come out. Come out 7 is great because after the VIG, you're going to make a profit of $57. That's on the come out. And how many times at the casinos do you see 1 or 2 come outs? Lots of times. All right, but here's something else I discovered. Oh, okay, so even if it ain't the come out, say the come out's an 8. and then it's a 7. Or say they come out with an 8, and then they hit a yo, then they hit a 3, then they hit a 10, then they hit a 12, then they hit a 7. All them rows, and you're going to still get the $57. All right, but here's something else I discovered. Let's just say they come out one time and they pop one of your lays. All right, so here's what I discovered. You don't have to even readjust. You don't have to relay that. You can just leave it alone. Now, I took the one that pays the best lay. Even on these two, you still going to profit. Okay, so now, say he knocks your very first one lay off, and now he goes on 2 or 3 or 4 rows, and he hits all these other numbers, and then he finally hits a 7, but he never knocks these two off. You're going to still net $33 right here from them 2 lays. That's going to pay for that 30 and give you a profit of 3. Now, a profit of 3 ain't that great, but you don't have to progress up that other $84 that I just showed you. So that's what I discovered later. So if one number gets knocked off, you don't have to even do anything. You're still going to make a profit. But if the second number gets knocked off, then you might want to consider going ahead and relaying them, or just go ahead and pull that 30 down and wait for the next shooter. It just depends on your preference. You know, and I think some of that has to do with standing at the table and seeing what's happening. You know, somebody might just get lucky and come out and knock your 6 off, and then the next row they might get lucky and knock your 4 off. The only thing you got left is the 5. I mean, you can take a chance and leave it up, and then they might 7 out. You can relay these 2 and progress all 3 of them just a little bit, and then that way you can recover from when the 7 comes, or you can just pull it down and wait. You know, so you have several things there. I just wanted everybody to see that when you got the 30, 30, 30 on there and one gets knocked down, you don't have to even do anything to still make a profit with these 2. These 2 ones here alone are going to net you a profit. And it's even better when it's the 6 and 5. They net a little bit bigger profit. Say if the 4 got knocked off first, they net a little bit more profit than the 4 will. The 4 is only going to net you half of what you lay, and it's not even going to really net half. It's like 48%. Yep, he has a 6 lay bet strategy too. But see, here's what's scary about those lays, the progressive parts of them. If you've sat down, I was reading your other comment right there. You missed the part about the ATS. Yeah, I hit the 12. You know, I was shooting for the 12 because that's all I needed. And I was setting for the 6-4, 6-5 set to hit the 12, and I got it. But yeah, so have you sat down and did these progressions? Because here's the thing. If you're doing 6 lays, let's lay them up here close again. I don't want to reach far, but I got 6 out there. So let's look at them closer, because it's not going to matter. I just want to put them close enough that I'm in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, there's your 6 lays. Might be a little bit hard to see because of that red cone line. There's the 6 lays. That goes to the 9. That goes to the 10. All right, if one gets knocked off, he says don't do nothing. But when the second one gets knocked off, that's when you're supposed to replace both of these and press them all up to 48. So you're actually not replacing these with 30s. You're putting 48 here and 48 here. And then you're taking 1, 2, 3, 4 more up to 48. So that's 18, 18, 18, and 18, which is another 72. So 48, 48 is 96 plus 72. You see how quickly? I mean, you've already got 180 out there. All right, if 2 of them get knocked off, the first one gets knocked off, you do nothing. But the second one gets knocked off, that's when you replace the first 2 that got knocked off up to 48 each. So that's 48 and 48. That's 96. Plus 18 and 18, 18 and 18. So that's 36, 36. So that's 96 and 72. That's $168 more dollars that you're going to put on the board. Plus you started with 180. Now, true enough, the 7 comes, you're going to get all your money back. You're not going to lose money. But the thing is, what I'm trying to explain is, look how quick. Look, you might need a pretty hard. You might need a pretty heavy bankroll to be able to progress up. He says don't go past like level 4 on this one, or maybe level 6. But even to go that deep, I mean, just think now. Let's say again. So now we got 48 on everything, and so the next time one gets knocked off, you do nothing. But when the fourth one when you got 2 off, that's when you do something. So instead of replacing them with 48 and 48, now you have to take them to 72 and 72. So you have to put that in at 72, and you have to put this one at 72. Now I know these ain't the right denominations, but let's just say that's 72. Let's just call that 72. Now you have to bring these other 4 up to 72. So that's a 24, a 24, a 24, and a 24. 24 times 4 is 96, plus the 72 and 72. That's 144 plus 96. So that's another 240 you're putting in the board. So I'm just saying, it's not that it won't make money. It's just the progression part of it. That's all I'm saying. It gets really expensive to keep up. And then what happens? What happens? Do you finally get tired and be like, this shooter's getting too good for me, and you just finally start setting out? Well, if you start setting out now, then you're going to lose all those times that you lost. So yeah, the lay works, no doubt. I'm just showing you that the money can be quick. Okay, well, all right. Well, I checked those out. All right, so I've been talking about lays for a few minutes here. Let's quickly now. All this is profit money. I started with 1,000. I started with 2,000 today. The first come out, I established a point. I had a couple of rows, expanded to the outside, and then boom! Before I could ever get my regressions going, I hit a 7 out. Let's get this 100 exchanged in, just so we can make room over here. All right. So now we're good. So there's our money for our day right now. Let's look at a quick peek at the stats. But yeah, there's absolutely money in the laying, and chances are you're not going to have to put that many times up, because they're not random shooters, man. I've seen it at the casino. I watched them. I went to 6 different casinos last Saturday night just watching. I played a little bit. I played the lay strategy some, the three lays, but I didn't play every shooter, and I wasn't playing every roll. But man, them shooters were 7 and out quick. The majority of them, 90% of the people, 7 out quick. So it don't take a lot of time before you're gonna get your money. But every now and then, I'm just saying, it could go into a shooter where you have to finally draw a line and say, all right, I've been knocked off 3 or 4 times. I got to stop, and just stop. But at that point in time, how much of a grind is it going to take to get that back? Because the first time you got knocked off was 30. The second knockoff was a 48. The third knockoff was a 72. So that's all I'm saying is, it takes you a little bit of time. But if you can on the start, if you can get a couple of come out 7s right from the gate, you're going to be in profit quick. All right, I was going to look at the stats right quick. So right here, we've only had 18 rows. We hit a tall during those 18 rows, and we've had 2 7 outs. So we got 61.1% on our inside hits, and we have the 6 and the 8 has really taken the lead on everything. So that's where we stand right here. We've not hit a 4 yet. We've not even hit a 9. That's unusual for 18 rows, but that's okay. It is what it is. Just wanted to take a quick peek at them. Get back to shooting now. I'm actually considering jumping in the vehicle and headed to the Silver Star tonight. It opened today. I was at the Golden Moon Casino down in Choctaw, Mississippi. It's a 2-hour drive for me. That's the absolutely closest one to me. But they only have 2 casinos right there in Choctaw. One of them is the Golden Moon. One of them is the Silver Star. And I was actually at the Golden Moon 2 weekends ago. And the other one, the one that's across the road, the Silver Star, they're from the same corporation, Silver Star Resorts, but they just opened today, and they have 4 craps tables that's open 24/7. She told me I've been in communication with the lady today, or with the people today, They said there's no plexiglass or none of that, so it's just, you know, it's 4 people to an end, 4 tables are open 24/7. So I'm actually been thinking about jumping in there and going today, but we've had some bad weather come through, so I have not left yet. But I'm probably thinking really seriously about going tonight. Yep, I would say, and Ace, I would say this is the thing that I would do. If you see anybody that has any consistent setting skills or looks like they're doing any kind of thing that's not just random, like they are actually setting the dice and they are doing some kind of consistent swing or some consistent throw, like whether it's a pinch grip, whether it's like Lightning calls it, whether he's on the back wall and he's throwing with his left hand, however he's throwing with the pinch grip that he talks about, whatever they're doing, if you see somebody that's doing consistent stuff, then they've practiced that. Just keep that in mind. You know, it's consistency that's been practiced is all I'm saying. But hey, Robert, yeah, I'm thinking really seriously about going. But so that's what I would say about shooting or about that lay strategy. If you get to his table and you see anybody that's doing any consistent things, you might want to back off that lay. You know, not saying that it couldn't still win, because even laying money against me shooting, I could still make money on the lay side. But when I see somebody that's setting the dice or that looks like they're practicing the same, looks like they're throwing in a consistent manner that they've been throwing with, I wouldn't run that lay bet. All right, so here we go. $10 pass and $25 ATS. Maybe I can get another 15 or 18 rows in before 6. My youngest daughter is helping my wife at her daycare, and they close at 6, so I got like 40 minutes. When they close, I'll have to take my kids over to meet their mom. They go to their moms every other weekend, and this is the weekend to go. Well, actually, they go pretty much every weekend now, but I'll take them at 6. So after I take them and drop them off, I might run on down to Philadelphia just to see what's happening there. The thing I don't really like, all right, there's a 5-6 yoke. 3236. This is an on-axis primary. This is just a double pitch though. That's a front line winner. We mark it on our tall. The differences I don't like. Well, there's not a lot of differences, but here's the thing. Philadelphia or Choctaw, it's actually Choctaw, but it's 2 hours, where Tunica takes me 2.5. But the difference is Tunica has same bet was looking it up earlier. He said 8, but I can only find 7 open casinos there. He said there's 8, but he called off one of them to be the Roadhouse, and I know the Roadhouse is closed. All right, so there's 7 casinos in Tunica. There's only 2 in Philadelphia. So, but over the past few weeks, I've been just mainly going and doing trip reports and finding tables that I like. So here's the thing: there ain't but 2 there so far, and I haven't shot on every table in Tunica. But the only table there's only 2 places that I really even like the tables. That's at Samstown in Tunica, and at Fitzgerald's. There's one other casino I haven't been to, the number 7th one, and that's Isle of Capri. I haven't been over there. That's in Lula. It's a little ways. It ain't that much further, but it's a little bit further down than the rest of these. But I don't like, so far I have not enjoyed the Gold Strike because the tables are too bouncy. I have not liked those tables. And I have not shot at the Horseshoe because they have all stick left and stick right one positions completely closed. Hollywood Casino, it has a bouncy table and it has stick left and stick one right's closed. Stick left and stick right one positions closed. So see, I haven't even shot at a lot of them. The Jackpot, it's the same way as what I just said about Hollywood. It's got like a 14-foot table. It looks bouncy. I have not even played on it, but they've got stick left and stick right. One slot's all closed. So see, haven't even played at those. Okay, so here I am. My point was, okay, so I hit a yoke. All right, so I got to get some practice in. I'm just bogging y'all down with a bunch of talking. Sorry about that, guys. All right, we got a 268. So this will be an on-axis primary hit. 268, that's a primary on-axis hit. And what we're going to do is go ahead and go with our 440. We want to go with the 440 so that we can hopefully regress. Now the last time, the first hit I spread to the outside. You can do that, or you can take one hit and regress all the way down to the 22 inside or down to 76. Or you can do what Midnight Madness, you can create a marching soldier. So many options. 549. That's an on-axis single pitch hit. That's my first 9 of the night. So see right here, that one hit, I've got $140 right here. I can regress this whole 440. It was at risk one time. I think this is part of what Midnight Madness' challenge he wants everybody to realize. You can have one hit and you can be in profit, you can walk away. All we can do, roll with the punches and rejoice the little hits. Yep. You're right, Ace. You're right. So this is what I want to show you. One hit, we could take the whole 440 off the table, and now we've got 140 that we can. We've got 140 to. Who knows? We can do whatever with. So let's take this and let's get some change, because it's enough money in this 140 to go straight down to 76 inside. We got to get some change. So look, this is 100. So let's just do it that way. That way we still got our 140 right here. But this way we can do our 76 inside. I just want to show you what's left over. We can do 25 there. There's that for 25 there. We've got to get $10 worth of ones. And I'm doing all this converting out of my own bankroll, but I'm doing it with the $140. Alright, so look at there. So one hit with 440 on the table, we still get to put 14 in our bank rack, and we've got a loaded board. And that's coming from the dealer side. That's coming from the house side of things. So let's do it that route. So there's our 440 going back in our rack. This is our profits on this shooter. Now keep in mind, we're not talking about the all tall money, and we're not talking about the pass line. Those are separate entities. So we're only talking about the 440 that we had here. That's all we're keeping up with right here. 440, one hit, you was at risk, one hit. And it made a $140 hit. We put the 440 in our rack. We've got a loaded board now. We got a completely loaded board, and we already got profit. One hit. That's why I like going at least once. That's why I like going at least once with a higher bet. It's just, to me, it's harder to build off of 22 inside. All right, we got a 246. 246, that's an on-axis, single pitch again, 2-4. We got 18 on it, so it pays 21. All right, so what I'm saying is, it's harder, to me it's a lot harder to start out with 22 inside and try to build up to make a $140 profit, or to make a board look like this. How many hits do you got to make the board to look like that and have a profit of $14? Several. Or that 440, you only had to have one hit. That 440 inside, all I needed was one inside hit. Boom, I got $140. I can make my board look like that, and then I've got a profit. So the very next hit right there, we're going to go ahead and press everything. So we got 24 now out there. We're going to go ahead and press. We're going to go ahead and press all of these also. We're just pressing them to quarters each. Pressing them to quarters each. So one hit, got your money out the board, and left the board loaded. Actually, we're going to go 30 each. We're going to make them buy bets. All right, what you saying over here? Gas money? Yep, that's what that 140 could be. I mean, even Midnight Madness, he wanted us to do a live challenge with that everyday 640 bet, but you would have to have access to a casino. Mine is too far away for me to drive 2 hours a day one way just to go take one hit. Now, I mean, gas money for that trip, that's 4 hours worth of driving. That's I could do it for 30 or 40 bucks in my truck. Maybe that trip, just call it a $50. Just call it a $50 with gas being so high. If you made 440, if you made 140 a day doing that, that's still a $90 profit. And the most time, my time will be a 2 hour drive one way, go take one hit, and 2 hour drive back. So you're looking at 4.5 hours max, make 90 bucks. But see, my luck, I wouldn't. You'd have to be very. I couldn't do that drive for 90 bucks. I don't know if anybody could. Yeah, them's all some good sets right there. I like them sets. George was on last night. I have never used the 4512 set. George was on last night. All right, what was my last number hit? 6? Yeah, 6. All right, so George was on last night, and we went through several sets. I was actually going through different sets, and he started leading me into different ones that I've never used. So I've got to rewind that video, and I've got to look at all them different sets I was using. 4, 5, 9. So this time the right dice did implode because the red is left. 4, 5, 9. So we hit a 9 with 30 on it. It's a buy bet, so it cost us $1, and it pays 44. It actually pays 40. It pays 45 as a buy bet, but it cost me $1 because I got 30 up there. So that's another thing that you guys might want to keep in mind. Knowing the difference between buy bets and place bets. Knowing the difference. All right, so there's the 45. So we can start profiting a little bit of money. We don't have to put all of the money back in the board because we don't have to. So we can do a collect. We can do a press and collect type method. But that's what I'm saying. Another thing you might want to do. These are things that I have not practiced on at home, and then when I get to the live table, it's odd. It'll twist your mind a little bit if you're not ready for it. So right here, I've got this $24 on that 8. The dealer would pass me that, and I would put the 20 on there to get paid the same thing of what that 24 is going to pay me. Basically, that 20 right there is going to pay me 24, or that 24 right here is going to pay me 28. But it's just better to have it behind as odds. These are small things that I never knew, that I didn't think about till I got to the casino. And when a dealer started passing, so that's just little stuff that you need to know. Because if you're not ready for that kind of stuff, that will confuse your mind. It will throw you off of what you're used to doing. And just like this, the 5 and 9, you need to buy them. Now, I've noticed that my casinos, the ones over here that I've been going to, they automatically put them up as buy bets now. Or the 4 and 10, they automatically buy them over 20, and then the 5 and 9, they start automatically buying them like at 20, or might be 30. But anyway, let me get back to rolling. The 2464 is a 3V roll forward. Yep. So yeah, I haven't used that 5412, but I think that 5412, I've seen somebody talking about that. I want to say VDC. All right, so check it out. I need a 10 and a 12 to hit a tall. The only small number I've even hit is the 6. So see, there's another option. You can cut those place bets off and change that set again. All right, there's a 3. There's a small number, not a small. So this is a 213. So that's an on axis double pitch. 213 double pitch. So like I said, starting with a higher denomination and then regressing, to me, just gives you so much more flexibility. You don't have to sit here and worry about making money, because you've already made the money on the first roll. All right, there's a 10. 6, 4, 10. Now this time the left dice did explode to create a 6. All right, so now I'm back to only needing a 12. All right, there's $1 for the 20. I got 25 on the 10. All right, so this is what I'm going to do now. I've got a pretty good bit of place bets going. I'm not going to press that 4 and 10. I'm just going to let it ride like it is. But I'm going to go back to that 6, 4, 6, 5. I got to put that 10 in the tracker. I'm going back to that 6, 4, 6, 5 because all I need is a 12. All I need is a 12 for another tall. We got a 6, 2, 8. There's our point made. All right, so we got our point made and we got 24 on it, so it pays 28. All right, there's our 28. There's our $10 pass line. That cuts that off. I don't work the place bets generally. I don't work them. Actually, that's an explosion of both dice, so that's a thumb. That was in, no. 6, 4, 6, 5. I'm on a different set. Actually, that's an on-axis single pitch. So I was one roll away from hitting that 12. It's just a single pitch right there. So them dice did behave as you would want. 6, 4, 6, 5. I'm using that as a come out roll. I am trying to get the 12. Three, 6, 9. So this time we have a single pitch again. Single pitch, 3, 6, 9. So we're right there. We're right there, close to hitting this 12. So let me show you where the 3, 6, 9. So 6, 4. There's the 6, 4, 6, 5. We hit a 3, 6, 9. So we are 3, 6, 9. We're one rotation away from hitting it. That's 2 times in a row. So we want to stay with that set. These dice stay on axis. I'm supposed to be able to net this 12 and this 2. And we hit a 5, 3, 8. 5, 3, 8. We've got 24 on it. It pays 28. For the past couple times we've collected, so we can press a little bit here and there. Let's go ahead and press our 6 and 8 up to 30 each. Now we got 30 on the 6, 30 on the 8, 30 on the 5, 9, 25 on the 4 and 10. The last set I used was 6, 4, 6, 5. Just to cross 6s. That's the one I'm trying to hit this 12 with. I need a 12 to complete a tall. We got a 2, 4, 6. So this is an on axis. The right dice imploded. The left dice stayed on axis. 6, 4. No, actually the left dice imploded and the right dice exploded. So that was a drift. So we hit a 2, 4, 6. All right. We got 30 on it, pays 35. Now, since I am trying to offset, I'm not pressing every hand. I'm taking a couple of collects and then a press, and a couple of collects and then a press. That's what I'm doing with the betting. Because I'm throwing across 6s. I'm throwing something that's out of my normal. Well, not really, because I've been practicing this for a few days. It is becoming one of my normal sets. 2, 4, 6 again. So again, 35. Now that's a 2, 4, 6. The last one I think was a 246 also. It was. So that's drift again. But like I said, I'm only doing like 2 collects and a press. Trying to get this 12. $314. All right, so we got our 4. This is an on-axis single pitch 3-1. All right, we got a quarter on it. So for $1 it pays 50. And we've collected 2 times in a row. So we just go ahead and press this time. Mark the 4. Now this is what we're down to. Cross 6s. I just call them cross 6s. Now inline 6s look like this, Ace. Set your dice on 6-5, 6-5. That's inline. The 6s are inline. See that? But 6-4, 6-5 will make them crossed. It's what you call cross 6s. They perpendicular to each other. See that? Yeah. So now I need a 2, a 5, and a 12. So this set right here can net the 12 and the 2 on axis. There's the 2 right there on the bottom. 6s are the 12s on top. So, you know, I'm going to stick with it. That's why I'm not pressing a lot. I'm pressing and I'm collecting 2 times. 2 collects and a press is the way I'm doing my place bets. $5, 4, 9. 5, 4, 9. So that's our point value. We got 30 on it. It's a buy bet, so it costs $1 for 45. $1 for 45 and a $10 pass line. All right. So that's the first hit. So we collect. We're doing 2 collects and a press is all we're doing, and we're staying with a 6-4, 6-5 set. But yeah, you can call them cross cars. I understand where you're coming from. 6-4, 6-5 again on the set. This is a come out. So if we get a craps number, we're not mad. Especially if it's the 12. I won't be mad to hit a 12 when we come out right here. $6-5, yo. That's an on-axis single pitch. We're right at it. We're right at that 6. All we needed that right there instead of it rolling to the 5. We just needed to stay on primary. It rolled 1 time and went to secondary. Went to secondary single pitch. All right. 6-4, 6-5. Dice her out. And there is the big red. Oh, wait a minute. That's a come out. So that didn't end our run, but it wiped our all tall small. That did not hurt our SOR. But it did not hurt our place bets, but it wiped our all tall small. So it's a $10 frontline winner. We have to re-up our ATS. So now what that does, that allows us now at this point in time to we don't even have to change dice. I don't know why I did that, but I guess you can request the dice change at any time. But now I'm going back to my 3-2-3-6 set. That was a come out that wiped my ATS. I don't hardly ever use any hardway sets, and I never hardly. Yep, come out 7's clear ATS, but that's why I don't work on the come out bets. I don't work my place bets on the come out bets, as Mel calls it, giving the 7 room to breathe. But now, since that it wiped them and cleared them, I re-upped it for 25, and I'm going back to my 3-2-3-6. So this set should allow me to get a couple more good hits on my inside numbers or on my place bets. All right, we got a 1-5-6. 1-5 will be implosion on both. That will be the middle finger. That's a middle finger issue. The what they call it, the French call it, or the English call it. One of the two, they call it the pluck you finger. Is that what it is? You heard the story? You know the story about the puck. How you say it? Pluck you trees. All right, so our new point's a 6. We marked a 6 here. All right, so now we're just going to bet a little while for ATS. I mean, we're just going to roll a little while trying to hit box numbers. Try to bring in a few bets. Try to bring in a few wins. While we're on our way to our ATS. All right, 6-2. Now that's an explosion of both dice. That is a thumb issue. The thumb issue, but we won. Wins 35. Now, we've got a profit because all this is profit. So what we want to do is just go ahead and push the 35. We want to divide the 35, 18 each. Press the 6 and the 8 up to 48 each. Alright, so the 8's marked. Here we go. 3, 2, 3, 6. So a thumb issue and a middle finger issue. Two rows, 2 times in a row. Gotta make an adjustment with that. Five, 3, 8. Now, we made an adjustment because this is an on-axis single pitch. It's on-axis 5, 3, 8. We got 48 out there. It pays 56. It pays $56. 48 pays 56. And since we have not got close enough for ATS at the moment, we're going ahead and pressing some bets. So we're pressing. So we're collecting a little, but we're pressing. If we ever get close enough to be able to turn these off or regress them so that we can change over for ATS for lacking just a couple of numbers. Right now we're just pressing. And that's all the pressing we're going to get because this time we have an implosion. We have an explosion on left and the right dice stayed on axis. Knocked our 7. Knocked our 6. Knocked our. We made money off this shooter. We just was not able to capitalize on needing only the 12. Alright, so now I'm probably going to end the video right there. I talked a lot during this video, but I might have got 30 rows in. Let me take a quick peek and I'll be right over here. 37 rows. All right, 37. So we've had 37 rows. That actually was a 7. That made row 38. All right. So here, let's look at what we did. 38 rows. This is 100. Go ahead and cash that in. Making room for this other. There's 100. Just making room for these other chips. All right, so here we go. There's $10 in reds. There's 50 and 50. That makes 100. Just coloring up. Coloring up so I can see what the overall bankroll, the profits, and the. All right, so we started with 2,000. There's 500. $15. There's nine. All right, so that makes the $2,000 starting bankroll. That's 500. That's 400, 500, $502. Not terrible. $502 profit. Yeah, I appreciate that, Robert. All right, let me go right here. So that's a $502 profit. With a tall. 502 profits of 502 with a tall made. All right, what was the SOR? Let's go look at the SOR right quick. That's a good day's pay. Absolutely, Cheese. For look, 38 rows. So let's look at the stats right quick. SOR is 12.7. That's not terrible. I have been trying to press my SOR up to 14, but the 12.7 I got to be happy with. I would have to be happy with the 12.7 any day, all day, every day of the week. I never hit a 2. I never hit a 2 all day. So that's why I couldn't get a small. I think I needed a 2 and a 5 one time, but it might have been a 2, 3, and a 5, but I'm not real sure. But I have to be happy with the inside hits. That's actually the inside hits overall is 63.2% out of 38 hits. That's really good. I only had 1 4 and 2 10s. I only had 2 craps 3s and 4 yos, which I don't know if them are on come out. So I don't remember hitting a craps 3. Yeah, I think I did hit a craps 3 one time on the come out, and I hit a yo one time on the come out. I had 1 come out 7. So my SRR kind of dipped down to 9.5 due to the come out 7. But 38 rows, a profit of $502 with an SOR of 12.7. You know, got to be pretty happy about that. It's not the greatest of numbers. It's not the biggest amount of rows to big enough sample size to really be able to tell. I mean, the next 38 rows I could go in a bad slump. But hey, 38 rows. That's sometimes. I've been on here for way over an hour, but I talked a lot of that time. But anyway, that's where we stand. That's the stats and the profit. So everything looks real good on that. I'm trying to get back to my channel. Okay, now I'm back to my channel. Okay, so yeah, good day's profit for 38 rows, 12.9%, 12.7 SOR with a tall made, and I only needed a 12 the last row to get a tall again, which would have netted another 350. So overall, it was a good day's note. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I have put a link in the description below to our Craps Nation Skype group. It's a free group. I encourage anybody and everybody that's watching to consider joining that group. It's a lot of great people over there, and a lot of those people have YouTube channels. So I just encourage anybody that's a dice enthusiast, whether you just like to bet, whether you just like to watch, whether you like to learn, or whether you have information that you would like to share and teach us other things. I just encourage you to go over to that Skype group, join that group, and then check out some of those guys' YouTube channels. There's some guys there that knows. There's a lot of guys there that knows their stuff. There's some experts in that group. There's some expert shooters. There's some expert strategists, and then there's a lot of camaraderie there. It's a lot of good people there. So I just encourage anybody out there to join the group. Yep, Ace, the Cheese, Craps for Life. Midnight Madness was here earlier. I think he's gone now. But anybody and everybody that's been out there, I appreciate y'all guys. And on that note, I got to get out of here. I got to go take my kids off to meet their mom and get them out for the weekend, and I'm very much considering. It depends on how bad the weather actually is, but I am really considering going. So I just even sometimes I just like to go just to check out the tables. I'm a tiptoe into the water. I don't jump off in there. I don't jump off in there quick. I tiptoe off in there. But anyway, on that note, Chili from O-Town, and I appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate you guys uh, being here with me. And on that note, Chili from O-Town, and Dicer out.